Now, let's talk about Stipe Miocic and Francis Ngannou, number two. Completely different from the very first bout. Now, Francis Ngannou weighed in at his exact same weight as he did before, 263 in their first bout, 263 in their second bout. Obviously, body composition changed completely. Noticeably a lot leaner. Obviously, put on a little bit more lean muscle mass as well. And he looked a lot more conditioned, a lot more patient. He definitely came in so calm, and it probably helped having Kamaru in his corner, telling him to calm down, relax, and knocked out Stipe in brutal fashion in the second
Yeah,
round.
that was pretty shocking to watch. I mean, we had that video of us reacting to it, which I filmed,
Which you should see on our Instagram.
and I was just like, "What the fuck?" I did not see that coming. But something was off with Stipe in the first round. He didn't look like himself. He looked a little bit too calm.
I don't think he was calm. I think he was just cruising for that first round. That first round, he was kind of just kicking his calf, but very lightly. He wasn't trying to commit so much to the really hard calf kicks because he didn't want to get caught, right? But it just we saw a bit of different stuff from Francis. I didn't really see a huge improvement in Francis, to be honest, prior to this, right?
Well, we saw some of his grappling skills.
So his grappling, I
did not see that
I
coming.
thought that improved. But in terms of his stand-up, his striking, I didn't think changed that much other than his leg kicks. His leg kicks, definitely. He's employed a lot of leg kicks now, either to the... He didn't employ any calf kicks or anything like that, but it was typically to the thigh and the head. He did really well, and Stipe was just eating shots in that first round. He was kind of taking it easy. He was taking his best punches. First round, Francis Ngannou is probably the scariest, right? But Francis probably could have fought at the same pace he was in the first round, in the second, third, fourth, and fifth. Granted, if Stipe wasn't knocked out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he was so calm and composed, and he was fighting the way he should. Fast burst, rest, nice and calm. Fast burst, boom. And he's a scary motherfucker. And now he's the third African UFC champion.
Yeah. So one thing that also really stood out about the fight was the significant difference in size between Stipe and Francis. Stipe came in at 234. Francis was 263. He had nearly 30 pounds on him.
Yeah.
That was massive. And just looking at the two size differences, the two. But Stipe still looked great. I mean, he looked leaner than ever. But I just didn't think the difference was going to be that big. However, he just kind of got caught. But the real question we got to ask you now, Jack, is what do you think's going to happen? Do you think Stipe they're going to force a trilogy, or do you believe that they're probably going to get Francis to fight John Jones? My take is I think they're going to get Francis to fight John Jones because that just seems like more of a matchup. Because originally they wanted Stipe to fight Jones, but I reckon it's going to be Francis fighting Jones.
Yeah, I mean, the interesting things are it's gotten very complicated in the last 24 hours because prior to the fight, Dana had been asked a question saying, and I think it was the schmo that asked Dana and said, look, if Stipe does lose and Francis, beats him dominantly, does he still get a immediate trilogy with everything that he's done in the UFC? And Dana said, it would be hard to say no to that. However, he's backpedaled a little bit, and now he's looking at maybe a John Jones fight.